In terms of articles, videos, and reviews, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim may be one of the most covered video games ever. To that end, I believe that specifically the Nintendo Switch port, which was released many years after the original and a year after the remastered version, remains one of the least discussed ports of the game. It is also my favorite, and in my opinion, the best console version of the game. The term best certainly is subjective. Does it look the best of all consoles? Does it have mod support? The answer to both questions is no. However, when it comes to being a port of the base experience, the addition of gyroscopic controls and portability makes this my favorite version of Skyrim. I never tried out the Amiibo support, and I still have somehow not located the Zelda gear. I know it is a quick Google search away, but I want to be surprised when I finally find it. The Switch port is clearly built on the foundation of the 2016 remastered version of the game. Improvements to this release included higher resolution art and effects, volumetric God rays, dynamic depth of field, and native 4K resolution. Limited mod support was included in the PlayStation 4 release, with full mod support for the Xbox One version of the game. Outside of higher resolution art and effects, the Switch release lacks most of those other features. The Switch version does include all DLC from the original release, Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn. Docked resolution comes in at 900p, while handheld mode is a dynamic 720p. Bottom line, however, is that Skyrim looks fantastic on the Switch's screen. I chose to go back to the original Xbox 360 version of the game to compare, and the difference between the two is substantial. My history with Skyrim dates to the original release with over 350 hours played on the Xbox 360, another 100 on PC, another 100 on Xbox One with the remastered release, and as of today, an additional 180 and counting on the Nintendo Switch. To say I greatly enjoyed this game would be an understatement. However, I found that it was finally with the Switch release that I was able to play a different character type than all my previous playthroughs. My main issue with the console version of the game was that to play as an archer required precision that analog controllers could not provide, at least for me. So, the character I played as was a battle mage, sending streams of fire from my left hand and swinging a sword with my right. The Switch version of Skyrim adds gyroscopic controls, and because of this, I can now precisely aim and consistently score headshots and generally play the sneaky archer everyone always talks about, but I never experienced. It has been like playing a totally different game, which is one of the strengths of Skyrim and always has been. Performance on the Switch is an extremely steady 30 frames per second. It is incredibly rare to see a drop in frame rate, and through the 180 plus hours I played, it really only happened after fast travel when I would load in front of enemies or a dragon. Other than that, performance far exceeds the original Xbox 360 or PS3 release. Load times are extremely fast, and compared to the original release they seem almost non-existent. I used to have to decide if it was worth it to fast travel somewhere because by doing so it would involve at least a 3-minute loading delay. Though this is not news to anyone, Skyrim has an amazing soundtrack. This remains unchanged for the Switch release, and playing the game with headphones in portable mode really makes the music come to life in a way that playing it on the couch in front of a TV never did for me. Exploring dungeons, crypts, and Dwemer ruins never felt as immersive. Others, specifically PC players, I am sure experienced the game like this back upon original release, but playing so intimately with headphones really adds to the experience. The base game includes hundreds of hours of content, and the additional DLC ensures that your stay in Skyrim can last even longer. Skyrim's limitations are well known by now, and the Switch version has them all. Bugs, occasional audio pops, radiant quests, glitches, and limited NPC voice variety, to name a few. However, these are merely a blip on the radar that is otherwise a fantastic game. Skyrim's plethora of storylines, quests, and locations to explore on the go make it an essential addition to your Nintendo Switch collection.